25 things parents hide from their children, according to Reddit. Number 25. Just about anything from high school through college, especially the time I vomited everywhere at a house party, was taken into the bathroom and cleaned up by the girl hosting, then had her leave so I could take a shit, and asked her to come wipe my ass for me. Nigga, what? Thankfully, she did not, but doesn't mean other people at the party didn't hear me make the request. Poor girl didn't deserve any of that. He was that drunk. He was that drunk where she was nice enough to clean him after this vomit madness.
I don't care if people are gonna call me a baby. I've never drunk while I was in high school. Well, wait. No, I haven't. Must have been 20.
Drinking doesn't make you an adult, Perla. Don't fall for any peer pressure social norm traps there.
Well, okay,
drinking doesn't make you cool. In high school? What?
Did you get drunk when you were in high school?
I never got drunk because I'm not a little nigga. Do you get what I'm saying? You know how much I would have to drink to get really... I've been on cruises where I drank a lot. Do you get what I'm saying? And I was never tipsy. Never. And again, it's not like a goal for me. When you're drinking, like in a social experience, I would imagine it's just to unwind a little bit, to loosen up, I guess. But again, I'm not the type of person that needs to get any more loose than I typically am capable of making myself get. Drinking is not necessary for me. You're talking to the wrong guy. And I would imagine a lot of people who drink to escape, the way that maybe we play video games or we read a book or we'll get into a TV show or something, you know? But yeah, no, I'm not drinking to black out and get drunk and just become a different person and lose my inhibitions and have the choice taken away from me and shit like that.
Yo, hey, I'm not asking if you've gotten so drunk that you've gotten embarrassed yourself or anything.
I've never been drunk. No, that's the answer to that question. So hopefully you and whoever is interested have learned something about Kyle today. February 12th. Don't drink. I've never gotten drunk. I guess you should have rephrased
that question. Have you drunk while you were in high school?
Of course. Why is that relevant? Number 24. In passing, my father told me that he decided to have a second kid. Me. Only as a backup option if something bad happened to the first kid. I died a little inside. Oh no.
You can't put your eggs all in one basket, though.
Yeah, you do have to have a backup kid, but why?
Oh wait, you're a single child.
Yeah.
She really did put the eggs all in one basket.
I mean, no one would ever be able to live up to Kyle.
You're right, you turned out great.
Not just that, but I mean, I piss people off without even trying. So imagine another kid having to live up to that kind of fire. That shit is the definition of hot fire. I could look at somebody and they'll go, "This motherfucker." You know what I mean? He'll never be able to do that.
That means they had their hands full with you, so why would they ever pay attention to the second one?
Is that Kyle's brother? That's how he'd live.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Is that Kyle's brother? The response here reads, my dad told me something similar, just that I was the oldest and he was doing the laundry, and I fell off the dryer onto my head. And his dad said, this one isn't going to last long. Better get started on another. I love it. Number 23. Probably that... What?
My mom had 4 kids and only one of them isn't a disappointment, so I guess there is some logic in this insurance.
Get over it. I don't know what you base a disappointment on. You're still alive and you're not the biggest idiot. So there's nothing wrong there. Your brother's in college right now. Your older sister is living alone, or living out of the house, I should say, even if she's with whoever. You know what I mean? She's married too, right?
She's not living out of the house. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about your eldest sister.
Yeah, no, she's not married, but yes, she's outside of the house.
No, she's outside of the house, so that's, a stepping stone to success. Doesn't matter. She's got her own job in place. Let's see. Your other one's got herself a man. So, I don't know where to go with that. There's nothing unsuccessful about your mom's kids. So
I like how you gloss over me, though.
I said you're not a complete idiot. You've got shit going on. You make a living. And, if you were to save some of the money from making that living instead of buying stuffed animals, you'd probably easily be able to put yourself up in wherever. And again, establishing yourself on your own is what society typically,
garners that success.
Yeah, is that success to society. So here we go. Number 23, probably that I've had more than one threesome with their mother and godmother. Their now godmother was single at the time, and we were much younger. Just something we used to do when the three of us got drunk together. Well, man, one time I had a fivesome, and it's something that, it's not exactly shameful to think about because it went great. But, with the amount of people involved, just thinking about how they've gone on to live, lives that are probably stable and want to be, man, women are crazy. That's all I have to say. And I know
That's
that...
more than I ever wanted to know about you. Sounds like a lot of pressure, honestly.
Not really. I was a different man. I was a different man, baby.
And it was all women?
Unfortunately. One of them I didn't get in on the bottom half. Don't worry about it. Number 23 has a response, and it says, I read that as a grandmother and was really freaked out for a second.
How are you not dead? That's 4 women. I'm sorry, I can't get over it.
Shut up, Stripes. It was high school. And two of them were what they called
Lesbians?
gay at the time, but
Okay.
they were totally down for intercourse, apparently. And that's another thing that I didn't like at the time. I was so passionate about that with a lot of the lesbian women, because I would get at them and be like, "Oh, so do you ever use a dildo? So you're about the sensation of a cock in there, you know what I mean?" Well, let's not get into it. Number 22, that I was a stripper in my early 20s. What? You better hope your kids don't find out about that. You're lucky that in this day and age, you know what I mean? It's going to be very difficult to avoid pictures and video documentation of pretty much everything. Not that you'd be on the internet Googling your parents or something, but just the idea that, somebody has got pictures of your mom, videos of your mom just shaking it all. Somebody else responds, well, my mom was a crack whore variant of a stripper, but I turned out all right. My God.
What's their screen name? Is there a joke? There must be.
No, I don't think it's a joke. It says she spends her days in the Kentucky State Prison, and I haven't seen her in 13 years. My advice, tell your kids, and when they're mature enough to understand, or tell your kids when they are mature enough to understand, and when you know how to explain it in the proper way. In this instance, I actually don't believe the kids need to know. What does that have to do with them? And how does it affect them, It's not going to come out around them, I think. I think if they were actively that, then they would need to be told. I guess kind of to brace for people around them giving them shit because their mother does this. But if it's in their past, it's neatly tucked away. You don't need to worry about it. It's not going to affect you or the way that you live your life right now. Number 21, that in college, I taped a dildo to my head and unicorn fucked a stripper on my birthday right alongside my best friend doing the same thing to another stripper. Twin unicorn unison sex. Pictures or it didn't happen. I'm just gonna load a couple more comments here.
There aren't pictures of this guy, Al. I'm sorry.
You're right, bro. Pictures or it didn't happen. Number 20. As a dad, I'm not a really huge fan of the idea. Oh my God. As a dad, I'm not a really huge fan of the idea that any aspect of my life should be a secret. I really didn't know a lot about my own dad before he died. He was in my life, just a very private person. I learned more about his past in the week it took to clear out his apartment than I did in 27 years I knew him.
Honestly, I don't think I know much about my dad either. But I guess let's say no.
Yeah. I think as men, as men specifically, if we were to have kids, we're not going to sit them down. And I guess, take it with a grain of salt, guys, because naturally I don't have any kids. So what can I tell you about having kids? But I like to imagine, because I know myself well enough to say that if I had a child, I wouldn't be sitting that kid down to tell him about my past. Like, I ain't trying to bore this nigga with stupid ass stories. Maybe if it were pertinent to something that came up at the time, maybe. But again, because I'm hyper aware that let's say the time in which our parents grew up is outrageously different to the time in which we are growing up now, I would have to then assume that the time in which that I grew up is wildly different to the time in which my kid is growing up. So even though there may be similarities, I can't sit this nigga down and go, hey, well, when I was younger and this shit happened, this is how it went down and this is what I did. Like, I could tell him a story, you know what I mean? But it's probably, the information isn't going to be pertinent or relevant enough significance as wise to kind of contribute anything of relevance to him as even like a learning experience. Do you know what I mean? So I could probably justify just sitting him down and telling him the story, but in my head, unless it's logically beneficial for him to hear, like mutually beneficial for me to take the time to tell the story and to tell him something to help him, I guess, not make the same mistake, kind of, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, it's not going to be genuinely and utterly applicable in his instance. And to use an example to make it very clear, more like an analogy, like, say, you used to slit your wrists, and then like it comes out that your mom's like, well, I used to slit my wrist too. That doesn't mean she knows shit about what you're going through. It doesn't mean that she knows how you feel. It doesn't mean that like her situation matched yours. It doesn't mean that what worked for her to stop slitting her wrists is going to work for you to stop slitting your wrist. But I say that to say, if I had a kid and I would just dump and shit on this nigga, like, it's probably more of a woman thing, because women, like, will just get to talking. Okay? Yes. Women will volunteer information regardless of relevance to the situation, regardless of whether or not people ask them to or they cared. You know what I mean? A mom will sit down and go, well, when I was your age, and she'll hit you with that at least 50 times a month. But a man, like, I would just be like, nigga, guess what we're going to do right now? We're going to figure out your problem. We're going to find some solutions. We're going to try each of these solutions until they work. You don't need to worry about me and whether I had that problem when I was your age. You don't need to worry about what solutions work for me when I was your age, because I'm not you, even though we're similar. You know what I mean? Maybe close, but that doesn't mean it's going to work. It's not relevant. So you don't need to know everything about all these.
Honestly, I think if you were a dad, you'd probably be more in tune with painting analogies for your son, like you tend to do with me. Honestly, that's the kind of dad you'd be.
I think that's like an inadvertent shot at yourself, as if to imply that you have the mind of a child, and I have to basically break everything down in a way that you'll understand.
I'm sure you do this with more than just me.
Well, only because I'm dealing with bullshit on a daily basis from niggas that don't even understand what a bitch they sound like until they're forced to read their own words back to them, or just like listen to themselves. Listen to themselves. Number 20 though.
I'm fine with having a daddy.
Do what?
I'm fine with having a daddy.
Oh, it's a joke. Shut the hell up, stranger.
Is it though?
Yes. Look, the person in number 20 is saying that their dad was private, the end, and he doesn't want to be private. Somebody else responds, oh, here we fucking go. Write down your past. It may seem odd at first, but write down your memories of growing up, good or bad. It doesn't have to be a novel, but one of my favorite things is a roughly 12-page document. 12 pages, nigga? Oh, he says one of his favorite things is a roughly 12-page document that he has from his grandfather, who was born in the 1910s. Recalling his memories of his early age, his dad leaving, picking up cans for money. Oh, cute. Moving to rural area to live with his older sister after his mom died young, being itinerant, fruit picker, in the Depression, meeting my grandmother, building their first home, a two-room box with outdoor plumbing, and so forth. I was fortunate to know that pair of my grandparents for 21 years before passing, but the entire document was new information to me, and I treasure it. Misspellings, country grammar, dated slang, and all. It probably doesn't feel like one's life is worth a biography for most of us, but to one's kids, it will be a treasure map in later years. a very
That's
interesting
really
thing.
sweet.
A very interesting perspective.
Of course.
I think a lot of us
It's
aren't
like,
forward thinking. A lot of us think about the past and go, damn, them niggas was crazy back then. Ha ha. But when we think about us, we don't think that, like, just because we're living this shit now, that, you know, yeah, nigga, time is going to keep going. Time's going to pass us by. Soon we're going to be, you know, doddering old people, and soon we're going to be fucking dead. So things that we could write down about the time in which we're living, which, as crazy as it sounds, not to get like a Black Mirror episode, will probably not be documented correctly, because people like to change history because they have the power to do that. You know, us writing down handwritten accounts, that would be some shit. That would be some shit, because if somebody finds that, they can't like digitally fuck around with it the way that they would be able to a digital account. Number 19, that I peed. Oh my god. That I peed in their mom's mouth once during oral.
Ah! Well, that's short and to the point.
Sorry, that made me feel kind of interesting. That I peed in their mom's mouth once during oral. Can't let your kids find that out, baby.
Wait, so maybe it was an accident?
No. Your response reads, your kids and I have something in common. Neither of us want that information. A response from the original guy says, she didn't want that either. It just happens. And somebody else said, it really doesn't.
I'm sure there's people that pee in people's mouths on purpose. I don't think he's the one.
Okay. Number 18, that I was boring as fuck. I never did anything or have a secret sex life that I want to hide. Guess that's something I wouldn't want the kids to know. Who wants to be known for being boring? There's nothing wrong with being boring. Somebody said, I think kids will think their parents are boring anyway, so you probably don't have to say anything. It's true.
There's safety and monotony, you know?
Somebody else responds, sometimes kids really have misconceptions about their parents. My brother was definitely one of the cool kids. Great athlete, tall, handsome. But somehow his daughter got the idea that he was a total nerd growing up. He's a scientist now, so maybe that's why. He's still handsome, so I guess it's just the lab coat. Number 17. About the things I do with their mother when we are naked. They assume. Somebody said, you da motherfucker. And then somebody else responds, Daddy, my friend called you a motherfucker. Is that true? Well, technically. Number 16. We're not actually in the bedroom discussing taxes for the third time. Oh. You come to the bedroom, we gotta discuss these taxes again. Oh no, I'm sore. Shut up, the taxes. And the response reads, oh God, a lot of stuff from my childhood is starting to make sense. Every Sunday afternoon, my parents would lock themselves in their bedroom and take a nap. At least make me lunch before you do. Maybe then I wouldn't be sitting at the door quietly knocking till you come out. Oh my God.
I wonder how much money it is to pay an accountant to do this for you.
Do what?
I wonder how much money goes into paying accountants. So you don't have to worry about taxes.
What?
Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'm like,
Are you still congested? Well,
to be completely honest, this only happens when I start recording, and it might as well be a curse. It might as well be a curse. And not like other recordings, just for the channel. It's very confusing.
I honestly would prefer you being congested a little more. How did you manage not to get an ear infection this time? It's honestly surprising to me.
Just calm the fuck down. No ear infection because it's nothing fucking probably crawled up there. You know what I mean?
You think something
up, Stripes. Number 15. That I wished he was normal every now and then. He got his autism. What?
No, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, it's heavy. This one's heavy. It's a parent has to hide from his kid that he wishes he was normal every now and then. He got his autism diagnosis 2 years ago. He's 5 now. Just like Stripes. She got hers 2 years ago. It's taken a lot of hard work to get where we are
I
now. He's in mainstream school. He started talking, even if it is mainly echolalic. What? He started learning to read and write. He's getting lots of praise from his teachers. Family and friends have noticed great improvements in his progress, and I wouldn't change him for the world. He is who he is, and I love him, but every so often I wonder about his future and what he might have. Will he be able to live independently once I'm gone? Will he ever get a job, find a girlfriend, interact with his peers, have an actual conversation with someone, go out and order food in a restaurant? And when he's lashing out because his dinner is the wrong color, or that we skipped naming the color of the one car down the street, I sometimes think, why can't you just be normal? And I hate myself for it. That's sad.
feel like every parent who's living with a kid that has a disability has at least some right to feel like things could have gone differently, you know? These were just the cards they were dealt. And it's not their fault, and it's not the kid's fault, but it's okay to feel, I don't want to say shame.
Alright, well, check it out. Somebody writes, the spectrum is vastly wide array of cans and cannots. Hands down, the biggest benefit your child has is that they were diagnosed early. It's true. Some of y'all niggas, like, regardless of what you have going on, this is not just a umbrella over autism. Like, some of you are lucky to be living in this time because literally just a couple of years into our past, they would have wrote you off as crazy, put a drill in your fucking forehead, and that'd be the end of you. You get what I'm saying? And that sucks. But you're lucky to be living now. So that is the biggest benefit your child has, is that they were diagnosed early. And in case anybody, listening has autistic children, or, somebody with like a mild type of Asperger's or something like that, I guess this is for you. The longer a diagnosis waits, the shorter the cans become and the longer the cannots stretch. And that's unfortunate but true. While there is some intellectual restriction that may not be overcome, possible comorbidities.
Sorry.
What?
Just moving the monitor so I can see better.
Genetic, hereditary influences on IQ, etc. I can't stress how important it is to get an early diagnosis. One thing I'll say, I've yet to meet a child with autism who doesn't want to communicate. Not in how we communicate, but in how they want to communicate. The world is large, overwhelming, and often confusing. It lacks a black and white framework with which to be explored. In my experience, when a child with autism lashes out because their expectations were not met, wrong color dinner, wrong color car, they're expressing their overwhelming frustration and confusion about what they perceive the world or how they perceive the world. In a sense, each new experience is cataloged in black and white, and in their understanding, those around them should also be able to see experiences in black and white, a shared understanding with a focus around a strict expectation. Some things which may help bridge a gap between parents and their child with autism, in my opinion, are to be prepared to end a new experience early. When your child feels ready for it to end, you can push a little bit further, and their first indication, at their first indication that it should end, but not much more. It's important for the child with autism to be exposed to new experience. This is, again in my experience, how they grow and expand their black and white perspective on the world. There's a very good chance, if new experiences offer some overlap, that they may even allow some flexibility in their perspective in the future. Another thing to bear in mind is that after a new experience, shower them in familiar experiences. Very comforting. Familiar experiences, even if they're difficult and not enjoyable or seemingly unstimulating, are probably the best way to calm down a child with autism. A new experience is likely to be overstimulating, which can cause a change in behavior. In an analogy, we now teach confidence boosters in math, which students have to take a difficult quiz. We tend to follow that quiz with easier math problems or learning. Our goal is to rebuild their confidence to move into the next concept. In the same way, reinforcing a child's belief that their perspective of the world hasn't changed will reassure the child that the new experience isn't permanent. Well, I was going to write quite a bit more, but I need to get back to writing papers. I wish you the best, and I apologize for the unsolicited advice. If you've made it this far, 3 years post-diagnosis, and have seen progress, you're the reason the child is succeeding. Good luck. Sorry. And then there's a webcomic here, and I guess it's worth reading.
Can I see it?
I'll share screens with you, but I'm not sure how well it'll work, if you know what I mean, because things usually go tits up when I try to share screens. But I'm sharing screens now. Are you reading it?
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, so let's get it a little bit smaller. I have a host of mental differences, including Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism. I think of Asperger's as being without social language, gestures, facial expressions, tone of voice, and social rules, to hug or not to hug. I don't always get the cues. Because of this, it's hard to make friends. Nigga, it's hard to make friends for everybody. Not to belittle her condition. I used to daydream about what I would give up for a friendship. I felt like I would trade everything just to be accepted, liked, loved, and valued. Anything to feel not so alone. But what I want most is to be worthy of a friendship just for being who I am. You damn right. I have my strengths. I can emphasize well if people open up to me. I'm great at telling and understanding stories. Books will always be on my side. It's a struggle, but I found a way to function. Life hurts, but I want to live, and live well. I try to get as much information as I can and research autism to learn more. But what I read hurts. How do you know if your child with autism loves you? Autism horror stories. Why isn't anything working? I want my son back. I can't go anywhere with my children, and I can't get a babysitter who understands. I feel like I'm in prison. How do you get out of the house? My daughter will never be independent. I worry about what will happen when I die. Who's going to take care of her? I find stories of family members of people who have autism and how they are affected. It's rarely the person who has autism that tells the stories. People like me are treated as objects of inspiration and burden. We don't mean to inflict pain on those who love us, but we are the center of their pain. And caretakers should be allowed to express their struggle too, but it hurts reading these stories. I might not be normal, but I'm human. I read, I feel. How could they think that none of us would read this? Pages and pages about how my very existence is a burden. Come on, guys. You know, you're not the first person that's a part of a group that people can't stand and read. You know, it'd be like saying, well, how could these people write this about the Jews or the blacks or the Chinese and think that they wouldn't read it? I'm sorry for being me. I guess you can't, you know. I listen to your stories, and all I want to do is make it better, be better, but I don't know how to make you happy. I don't know about the point of this comic other than to express, because you can't ask people to stop complaining. It's who they are.
Of course, I'm sure it's just like their way of venting their frustrations.
Yes, everybody has their outlet, and for many people, that's, you know, venting, as you put it. That's why psychiatrists and therapists exist, is for your ass to sit on the couch and just blab.
I'm sure it's so she doesn't feel so alone on the issue either, because this is perspective, and maybe perspective that isn't given too often, you know, like she said.
It's venting on both people's sides. I'm just, you know, unfortunately, to the autistic person, you have to wonder, you know, do they expect people to not, you know, say these things just because it's hurtful? Because that's the world in which they live in. So going back to the other guy's comment, let this be a new experience, as it, you know, paints a picture of the world in which they live. People are assholes. People are not considerate. And especially when people are trying to get over how they feel and kind of void certain emotions and things that burden them, because they'll have outbursts, they'll have tantrums if they can't drink, if they can't smoke, if they can't shoot up, if they can't go out and beat somebody up, you know what I mean? They can't sit down and play a video game or read, they don't get to watch their TV show, they'll have outbursts. It's like a 2-liter bottle of Coke that's just being shook the fuck up. That pressure will give if they don't find a way to get it out. And yeah, it may be hurtful for them to read, but hey, baby, you are not the first group of people to be persecuted, so to speak, or, have people just genuinely not want to deal with them. And as crazy as it sounds, and I think this is the unfortunate and real truth, if people can get up and hate people because of their race or because of their gender, you know what I mean? Which, just like the autism, is something that people can't fundamentally help. You don't get to choose what you got shot out of the baby cannon as. You don't get to choose what was dangling between your legs or not dangling. Do you know what I mean? If people can get up in a twist about such silly and superficial shit like that, then fundamental like problems to the core like autism, people are definitely going to have a problem with. And socially, yeah, we should be a little more accepting. But hey, society is not what society is because it's nice. Society basically is just a whole bunch of niggas on a bandwagon deciding what works and what doesn't. And it's funny because some people at the bottom tiers intellectually of society look to TV and look to movies for how they should act. You know what I mean? And movie and TV don't exactly paint a picture of, how best to conduct yourself as a human being. So as sad as it is, that's the truth. And I feel bad for these autistic kids, but as crazy as it is to say, they got to learn about the world they're in. They got to learn that some people are mean, and that is super hard when they need a lot to kind of function properly, and they need a lot of understanding.
Well, not to be rude, but I mean, people now are especially coddled, and I would think it's double there for people with these kind of conditions.
I wouldn't say that they're coddled at all. I would just say that perhaps that needs to take more of a forefront in their learning. Is that, some people are going to seriously give you shit for your condition. And some people, even if they mean well, will not know how properly to deal with you, especially when you have an outburst over something insignificant, because they'll be applying their own bar to you. And the perfect way to look at how most people deal with an autistic person is to look at the way that perhaps most parents, ironically, because we're dealing with a parent list, view their children as it contrasts what they actually want. Some parents want their kids to become big stars, or to be a certain weight, or to not be playing games as often, or to be into this certain book, or to do something that perhaps they did as far as a profession. They set their standards to their child, who is a different person, who is growing up in a different time, who is going through completely different shit than they are, who in all honesty is their own fucking person, coming to terms with the fact that they're their person, and they don't want to be the person that their parent is. Do you know what I mean? So when you apply your own standards to this other person, who in many ways isn't equipped the same way that you not only are right now, but perhaps were at the time, it's completely unfair. It's, Einstein said, by judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree. You can't do that. You know what I mean? And because people lack a what?
There are fishes that can climb.
Not a standard tree, Stripes. I know you're trying to be cute on that technicality, but a standard tree, you know what I mean? There aren't fish that can get up that too easy. They can go uphill maybe with them fins, but they ain't climbing no damn trees. Not the way that we mean for a fish to climb a tree. And I say what I say to say this. Some people just are not equipped.
I can't believe you implied that I have autism. I want it to be ambiguous. Yes, I get that the joke is that I'm dumb.
Stripes doesn't have autism. It was a silly joke to make, but whatever. The fact that I even got to clarify.
I'm not autism.
Number 14. My dad probably doesn't want me to know that he had a penis enlargement. Oh. I went into a hospital once for a lump on my balls, and the doctor looked at my medical records and said something about a penis enlargement. Then, when I told him I hadn't had one, he showed me his records, which clearly stated the procedure. I then noticed that the date of birth was wrong, and I went on to tell him he clearly hadn't looked at the age and just gone on name and address. We have the same name, my dad and I. Uh-oh.
That sounds like a sitcom situation, honestly.
Somebody said that's a pretty bad HIPAA violation. Yeah. You're not supposed to be divulging that kind of shit. That'd just be like, but isn't your son adopted, sir? What do you mean? I don't have any kids. No, it clearly says right here that you got an adopted kid. That's my dad. Oh. Oh.
Honestly,
oh my God.
Maybe he should man up and have some shame so that they can sue and get some money out of this, because that is a violation that could be sued for.
That'd be pretty cool, defending that in court. No, my son doesn't look at me the same way. He always comes in and calls me little pee-pee poopy pants. The stress this has caused us is irreversible. Little pee-pee poopy pants. Oh, I can't wait for my alone birthday. I love me so much.
Hold up.
What?
Where's your mom going?
No, what? She's probably not going to be here by then. Don't
Wait.
worry about it. Number 13, I was a heroin addict for many years and on methadone for several more before I got clean. My son was 8 when I was finally done with it. Ooh, baby, I love your meth. Somebody responds, I personally think that when your son is old enough, you should tell him. Nobody has more authority to talk about an addiction than somebody that was there and come back. If something would keep your son away from drugs, it's your own experience. I don't know. I don't think he needs to know that you were on the drugs.
I mean, I guess it would be like a kind of a lightful story if you're coming through it. Okay.
I think the kid doesn't need to know anything more than to stay away from the drugs, and that's it. You don't need to know your pappy tried it and that shit was crazy.
Like, no, but I feel like this could help them out if they came through it all right, you know? If they overcome their addiction, it might be comforting.
Number 12, man. That I met her father on a BDSM site that we normally don't have sex without some sort of roughness or kink. Nice.
They don't need to know that.
And they don't need to know about our drawer of fun. Probably got them whips and handcuffs and gotta tie you down, baby. Somebody else says, I hope your drawer of fun is locked. I found my parents' drawer of fun, and as a kid, it wasn't so much fun as it was massive amounts of confusion and then enlightenment. The magazine portions. Somebody says she's only 11 months old right now, but in the next year or so, we will have to figure out something new. My sister found my parents when we were young, and I don't want the same for her. Lol. What the hell? We're coming down to the wire here. Number 11, and this has been fucking gilded 5 times, that the meals my wife and I skipped out on so he could have food.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's a little too real.
That's real. Somebody said my heart just broke a little. Thank you for being the kind of parent he deserves. You know, people in his inbox talking about, all right, so where your PayPal at?
Man, just send stamps.
Listen, everybody. I want you guys to know about the meals that I skipped out on so that this channel can eat, okay? Because I love this channel. Damn it. Wait, I thought the PayPal.me link was a PayPal .me link. Yeah, like, no, it's actually not even a link to my PayPal. It's just what the fuck? I guess I just named a bookmark tab, paypal.me/Kyle. But it meant to be like it was meant to be a transition when I said, you know, I've skipped out on meals so that this channel could eat.
Yes, I saw the segue coming a mile away, and I'm sure everyone did too.
You're stupid. This isn't like an ad read, okay? Brought to you by
Oh,
Kaya's
it would have
Panthers.
been if your PayPal link actually worked.
Maybe if it worked, it wouldn't have been like an ad read. It just would have been like a, do you have the balls to see in more than black and white? You know, sometimes I get mad because the color of what I want around me isn't green. You know what I'm talking about? That's not cool. That's not cool. You're fucking with like autism, Gael. The color of what I want around me isn't green. Dollar bill, y'all.
It's not the correct spectrum to use it.
Money. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Listen, number 10, that I'm not Superman. Oh, your kids probably think you're Superman. Somebody else said, you are to them wholesome memes.
Oh, you are to them. Oh.
Number fucking nine, right? Look, this snot is like trying to like absorb me. Like, I'm just gonna be looking like a yellow version of the Amoeba Boys after this.
Oh. I want to watch Samurai Jack.
Number 9. Alternatively, what I do want my daughter to know is I still love her and I didn't cheat on her mom and leave her. It was her cheating on me and taking my daughter away from me. She's only 4, but she knows enough to hate me and not even look at me. It breaks my heart. That's pretty sad, isn't it? It's pretty sad that like shit can happen between two people who may have a kid, and then whoever ends up with that kid is basically going to pump that kid full of bullshit. Because that's what they can do now. They can pump that kid full of bullshit, especially if it's the mom. And I don't care what anybody has to say in the comment section. Let's fucking hear it. Let's fucking hear it if you think that in most situations where the mom and the daddy break up, if the mom gets the kid, that she don't pump that little bitch's ears full of bull crap. Because they're emotional. And people who are acting out of emotion and speaking out of emotion do not say things that line up in most cases with the truth. So, you know, regardless of what went down, that parent is pumping that little kid full of bullshit that maybe that little kid don't need to be hearing at this age. You know what I mean? Maybe the kid doesn't need to be established in a way where they're coached into forming a favoritism type bond with one parent over the other because it's petty as hell. What?
I feel like that's just as likely to happen with a dad because it's perspective. You're going to be hearing his perspective and not the mom's. And it's going to happen with either parent. There's going to be like, you're not going to get the whole story either way. I don't think that's fair to say.
Do you think that the moms wouldn't be worse than the dads?
Yes, that it would be worse, but it's not that the dad.
I'm not saying it's exclusive. I'm not saying it's exclusive. I'm not saying that both of these kids wouldn't essentially be coached into trying to align with the parent in whom they spend the most time with or have to hear the most shit from to hate the other parent. Worse. I'm saying it would be worse with the female. With all of that emotion and
well, this fucking motherfucker, this piece of shit, you should hate him. And if he wanted to be in his kid's life, he would. He's such a piece of shit. Let's go over there and beat his ass. Just beat his ass. You want a knife?
Do you want a knife? The origin story of Butter Slice. So somebody responds, fight to get her back. Fight for real. Somebody else says, I'm still trying to get on my feet financially. As soon as I can, I'm going to take her to court and prove that I would be a better parent since I'm not an alcoholic like her mother is. Also, while her boyfriend has a lot of money, oh no, it's not the best place for her since they are both drug addicts as well. Oh, that money will solve itself if they up in the drugs. As soon as I what?
The odds are really against this guy because he's a dad fighting a mom in court. They're always going to take the mom's side. It's just unfortunate. They're always going to take the mom's side in court.
All we can do is hope that in our lifetime we move out of this prehistoric bullshit where we're taking some female side because she could butter up a dumbass jury. And then we got dumb judges as well. Haha, you didn't think I was going to come for you judges, did you? Fuck you, judge. As soon as I can get my job that can support us financially, I'm going for it all. I just hope she can understand. Poem for your sprog for no reason arrives and says I can't erase, revoke a lie. I can't explain the reasons why, but I can care to share your youth, and I can hope you'll hear the truth. I can't arrange to make you choose. I can't return the time we lose, but I can work to make it right, and I hope to keep you safe at night. I can't directly make it so, but I can hope to help you know there's not a thing I wouldn't do to fight for you. To fight for you. My monkey bows. No thanks to Torbjorn. No thanks to Torbjorn. Sorry, that's my thing that I say at the end of matches when Torbjorn's involved. Unless I'm the Torbjorn. I gotta play the game to show you later. I gotta play the game to show you later. You're not gonna believe it. You're gonna think that I was in a custom match when I got that play the game for Torbjorn. You're not gonna believe it. Part of me just wants to end this video right now because this snot is killing me, and I apologize to every and anybody listening to this. This snot is killing me.
Are you gonna have an unlisted part 2?
What?
You said you didn't want to finish the list.
Oh, are you kidding? We making it to the end of this list, baby. Are you kidding? We're making it to the end of this little baby. Number 8. That I don't like being a parent. Oh. Ooh. That's real. It's some real shit in this. Oh, shit. I love my kids, but I miss being able to be selfish once and a while without feeling like an enormous piece of shit. Hey, man, you got to find balance, dude. Life is still about you as long as you can, look out for your kids. There is nothing wrong with figuring some shit out for you. You're still living your life. What?
At least she's self-aware to know when she's because some parents are selfish without really thinking about it. They only think from there. They don't. I like a lot of what you told me your mom's done.
Number 7 says that I dropped out of high school and got my GED. I want her to graduate, not one day say to me, well, you dropped out, why can't I? Nigga, I feel like, and this is going to sound so crazy, I'm not going to impose that kind of shit on my kids. If they want to, obviously I want to push them to get through school, I guess, and jump through all the stupid ass hoops that society has to offer for them. But, if they want to get it at a later time or something, and maybe they have something else going on, I think that's going to be all it's about for me is like, do you have anything going on? No, then you might as well take care of the school bullshit, because if you ain't got shit else going on and ain't nothing else going on, well, you baby. They get some kind of...
Maybe they want to pursue something artistically,
And we can encourage them in that regard. You know what I mean? We could shoot them off towards whatever that is so that they can mold those talents from a young age and get that shit going on. Somebody else responds, I dropped out in 10th grade and got pregnant that summer. I went back to school pregnant and doubled up on all my classes in the next 2 years so I could graduate on time. I graduated in 2009 with a 1-year-old child. My daughter is already growing up. Knowing I was a teen mom, I want her to realize that if I can graduate and go on to college as a single teen parent, she can graduate just as well. Congratulations.
See, this is what I mean. Success stories do help, even if they're shameful in some regards.
Not in every case.
Meh.
Not in every case.
You're right. You are right.
Not when they were like used as a sex toy, and then they got fat. Where's the success there?
Providenza.
What?
That was extremely specific, and it's kind of worrying me.
Well, she knows who she is, punk bitch. Good. Gonna be going to court for the rest of her life, trying to get that man that gonna get away with this, and he gonna be laughing from behind his lawyer like, ha 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 ha, you motherfucker. I don't know why people are so mean to me though. Like I did anything to deserve it. Number 6, man. What?
I'm not mean to you.
Now you're not. Out of shame.
Wait. Where does the shame come in?
Because of how you treated me back in the day. When you were still the untempered monster that you were when I met you.
So what am I now?
Well, you've been beaten into a kind of mush.
That doesn't sound appealing at all.
It's kind of cute. Or I'm just like, hey, you better watch it, and you're like, oh. Number 6 says that V8 isn't colloquially known as Superman juice. Oh God, they call V8 Splash Superman juice just to get these kids to drink it. That's fucked up. What?
Was it playing flying over, and I know that makes it sound like I'm underwater for a second.
I don't hear that shit with you. People probably are dealing with the background noise coming from me, which wouldn't even be so bad if A, I wasn't yawning all the time, and B, my nose wasn't constantly filling to the point where it sounds like I'm talking like this. Jesus Christ, give me 1 second.
I think the only solution you have is to build a character around being filled with smut.
I apologize. Let's get through this list. Number 6, that V8 isn't colloquially known as Superman juice. That's right. They've been tricking their children into drinking V8, a very fruity drink, mixed with a lot of, nasty ass fruits like vitamins and crap. You know what I'm talking about? Actually, V8 Splash has this drink that I think is it's like a mango one, and I love it. Actually, I'd have to look it up. But that's not something I'm going to derail the list to do. Anyway, that it doesn't actually make you immediately grow and run faster. I demonstrate the effects of it by standing behind the kitchen counter as they sit and watch me drink it myself. Then I slightly go on my tiptoes, and their eyes widen, and their jaws drop to the floor. Meanwhile, I pretend to not notice if anything happened and ask them if I grew at all. Then with wide eyes, they squeal that I did. And I furiously chug the V8. Then they ask me if I grew, and I tell them their arms just got a little longer, and their ears grew just a little. And then they sprint across the house to see if they feel faster. This is hilarious.
That is so wholesome. I love it. What a cool dad. Or mom. Is it a dad?
Somebody says, shit, my dad just gave me Bloody Marys, and that was that. It's working, Daddy. I can feel the tingle. Number 5, pretty much anything I did between the ages of 16 and 22. Why 22? Somebody said I'd bump that down to 14. I was a real idiot at 14.
Now put it in your mouth, you dumb bitch.
Number 4, that I spank their mom all the damn time, and she loves it. Daddy, why were you spanking mommy? She was a bad girl. Can I also spank mommy if she's bad to me? Exclamation points. Number 3, boy are we closing on down. That I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm literally just like them, but a few decades in the future. At no point did I suddenly transform into an adult. I love naps, candy, rolling around on the couch, mumbling to myself, being warm and cozy. I'm still not keen on the dark. Don't like going to the dentist, forget stuff all the time. Everything has been a conscious effort to act like some hypothetical adult figure, or a massive effort not to think too hard about stuff like mortgage payments, responsibility, duties in case it overwhelms me and I find myself paralyzed by fear. Basically, we are the same. I am you with a lot of life on my shoulders. You are me before it all happened. Life is unfair. Somebody responds.
What was that one Simpsons quote about adults are just kids, but they're shit. I guess I forgot it too, so never mind.
Another amazing anecdote from Stripes. For quality banter like this, you can't go anywhere but the Kyle channel. As the birthday comes rolling down the pipes like a hot fart, consider yourself making a contribution today, in case...
You don't want to...
What?
You don't want to telegram the exact date and time stamp for that birthday?
What do you mean?
Where's your birth certificate? How do we know you were even born?
What do you mean I can't give $50,000 if I wanted to? God damn it. Wait, what do you say?
Why aren't you, telegramming your birthday harder? You're not even giving a date.
The date's in the book, marked tabs. For those who care enough to read them, they can see it. Number 2. I really don't like what's happening to my nose, and I'm not sure I can fix it. Unless maybe if I get in the studio and try standing up with the microphone. Not that I think that will work either. My posture isn't going to affect the fact that my nose is... I need to get some Vicks. After this, I'll go get some Vicks. We'll record another list. We'll see what's going on. Number 2.
How about if you hang your head off the bed?
How about if I just smack myself in the face as hard as I can?
Well, I think if your head was upside down, it would help.
I thought you were going to keep going and it could have been cool. You never catch any hints and nothing's ever cool. And then she hiccups. Number 2. The thing. Whoa! Did I read the? I didn't read like the comments here. Somebody says basically we are the same with a lot. I am you with a lot more life on my shoulders. You are me before it all happened. Damn, if that ain't the truth right there. Number 2. Jesus Christ. The things we do as married adults. My wife explained the bird and the bees to my mortified 9-year-old. The next day she asked me, did you and mommy do that so I would be born? Looking down at my sweet daughter, I had to soften the blow. I couldn't destroy her little world with the knowledge that daddy had willingly done those disgusting things to her mother, so I said the first thing that came to my mind, mommy made me do it.
This is amazing.
Well, it's like a really dad comment, huh?
Yeah, but the mom must have been upset. That's not how you introduce the birds and the bees, by telling it's not consensual.
The number 1 post that parents hide from their children is that Batman, who calls them when they're misbehaving, is actually my Arabic coworker cussing them out in Arabic. What the fuck?
Oh, why do they think Batman is Arabic?
Can you imagine? Just that would scare the hell out of a kid, for real. I'm sorry, Batman. I bet you are.
There's nothing scary to me than an
Arabic?
angry Spanish woman.
That's because you're a Spanish child.
Yes, you're right.
Her response here reads, next Halloween you should hide a wireless speaker in their room and play an Arabic hip-hop song at 5 in the morning. If you ever do this, post it somewhere and include me in the screenshot. Why would you be in the screenshot?
Because it was his idea and he wants credit. He wants to be Reddit famous, Kyle.
Somebody said that's an amazing. The initial guy says that's an amazing idea. Any good recommendations for Arabic hip hop? And the other guy goes, ask your coworker.
That's good.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What? What came out?
Oh my
What's
god.
wrong? What's wrong? Did you sneeze your headphones off?
People do not want to look. It's about to get. I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you off.
Okay.
I'll tell you off the recording. That was fucking outrageous. Thank God I turned away from the microphone like Tazon Day. Chocolate rain. Oh God. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain.
Simply open.
I think we've all wanted to do this with a printer. I think he's just gonna break the printer. Let's be real. Zadia uses Junkrat. I have to see. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. Do you see it, Stripes?
No. Let me see.
I'm sharing screens with you right now.
Sorry, I was drawing. Let me see.
It's a Junkrat dying. And you know he drops his nades via mayhem when he dies. Zadia's ult is right over his corpse. So mayhem gets like 4 to 5 kills. That's retarded. That is full retarded.
It wasn't planned. This was absolutely an accident.
Yep, but it happened. Holy balls. The 4 stages of what?
I saw this, I think Twitch just tweeted a play of a Genji reflecting a Hanzo ult by accident. Hanzo ult and a Creole, and I got a lot of traction. But I guess just because it's Twitch.
Jesus Christ, look at somebody did to this car. Holy fuck. You have to wonder if it was a gay man, because can a woman swing a sledgehammer like this for this long?
Is it petty revenge?
That's some endurance. She been hitting the gym. swinging some pitchfork on man car like that. TIFU by stripping naked at negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Do it.
No, I'd make another video if I really care to do it. And I don't think I do. I don't think you do. In your face. If you think I should read this TIFU, let me know in the comment section below. And then I'll do like an extra one.
Oh, look at the M&Ms.
This is Stripes' kind of monkey balls when it's
trippy.
candy.
Wow, art and candy. My two favorite candies.
Oh my god, Stripes. I'm so alone, Stripes. Someday I'll,
You've got me.
You've got me. You've got the trees. You've got the earth. You've got the sea. These are Skittles, right?
No, I don't think so. They don't have... Oh, wait. That's why they don't have... Does it matter? They still bleed color. I'm sure both of them still bleed color.
You're gonna get autistic kids pissed off. Bleeding color. Now, damn, that is some saxophoning he is on his back.
Is he crying?
Who's
Is that
crying?
man crying?
No, he's playing the sax on his
the man
back.
in the sweater.
The man in the sweater is like, God damn, that's some soul. God damn. What the fuck? Oh my God. Stop. I can't believe you done sold your soul to somebody. And then you can see Zach Braff in the back like, no way. I'm done being an idiot. God damn. Oh, I'll talk to you all later, guys. You know, if I'm still around. Uh-oh.